Morning to all the students. Today we will study about the Ajanta paintings, in which you are having the history of Indian painting and the sculptures. So, first we will start with the introduction, in which the Ajanta time period is 2nd century BC, and Ajanta paintings belong to the Buddhism, which is the birthplace of the Buddhisms, and the rulers are the Satvahans, and it's situated in the Aurangabad in Maharashtra. We found paintings and rock cut sculptures in Ajanta. All right, and we found the expressive paintings which presents emotions through gestures, poses, and the form. What we find in the Ajanta piece is a masterpiece of Buddhist religious art, and there are two types of Ajanta cave temples. One are the Chaitya halls, which are known as the place of worship, and the Vihara hall, place of monk to stay, which is the living place. So total caves found in Ajanta are 30 in number. The 30th one is incomplete. Out of rest 29 caves, from which 25 are the viharas and 5 are the chaityas. And I have given you the chaitya hall numbers, 9, 10, 19, 26 and 29. So after this we find two periods. One is the Hinayana period, in which the Buddha is shown in the symbolic form, and second one is the Mahayana, in which Buddha in human form. And now we will talk about the technique of the Ajanta, which is known as the fresco technique, which is similar to the European fresco technique. And the primary difference is that the layer of plaster was dry when it was painted. So what is the fresco? A fresco is a technique of mural painting executed upon freshly lit wet lime plaster. A painting done rapidly in watercolor on wet plaster on a wall or ceiling, so that the colors penetrate the plaster and become fixed as it dries. So go through this technique and search some videos related to this fresco technique of the Ajanta painting. You will know better. Now the next one are the characteristics which we will found in the Ajanta paintings and the sculptures. What are they? First one is the linear beauty. The lines, the use of the lines. All right, the use of the lines used in the paintings, which is shown very flexible and powerful, and through the linear beauty expressions are shown greatly. Second one is the expression of sentiments, in which which is the speciality of Ajanta paintings, which shows the emotions. Third one is the color scheme, related to the colors. Fourth one is the variety, in which drama depicts the Ajanta royal to ragged life. And fifth one is the women in ideal form, in which the women are shown with the physical charm, affection, purity, and etc. Sixth one is the decoration of the roof, in which animals, birds, lotuses, and the goddess are shown. Then the picture composition, in which the composition is made so greatly. All right, in which the artist has shown the main ideas which catches one's eye at once. Alright, then is the ornamentation, in which garments, crown, flower, bows all come. And the last one are the symbolic painting and battle scenes. Symbolic painting as in cave number 17, and the symbolic and the battle scenes shows the bullfighting. And the symbolic paintings are those in which Buddha are shown as an elephant or in other form in his past life. So the next one are the paintings and sculptures. Paintings and sculptures are of Ajanta, Siddhanta Jatka, Mahajanak Jatka, Tying Princess, Bodhisattva Padmapani, and the fifth and the last one is the Vishwantra Jatka. We will go through these paintings one by one. Alright, so the first one So the first one is the Shadanta Jatka, in which this picture is also shown, and it is shown in cave number 10 in Ajanta caves, in which the Bodhisattva were born as an elephant, extraordinary elephant, with a white skin, face and feet red. As he grew up, his form increased enormously, and has had six tusks, great strength. Six tusks made him chief of all the elephants. He lived in Golden Cave near a lake surrounded by a beautiful lotus and had two wives. One is the Chula Subhadra and the second one is the Mahasubhada. Once he was presented with lotus flower by favorite attendant, his turn presented to Mahasubhada, and this act enraged his other wife Chula Subhada. And there is another incident which happened, in which the elephant shook a salt tree from which flowers and green leaves fell on Mahasubhada, and dry leaves and rent ants on Chula Subhadra. So this made Chula Subhadra furious, angry, and she got jealous, and she prayed to the god that she may be born as a royal maiden with the dignity of a queen and become the wife of Raja of Banaras. And God granted her prayer, and she was married to Raja of Banaras, and she was greatly loved by him. And once she get ill, only six-tusked elephant could cure her, which appointed Sumitra to kill elephant. So she appointed Sumitra, his attendant, her attendant, to kill elephant. Okay, so the six-tusked elephant knew that he allowed to him, but he did not succeed. Then Bodhisattva himself removed his tusk and offered to the hunter. So with this, when the Sumitra carried tusk to the queen, and when Queen saw tusk was filled with grief for killing somebody, she was so sad and fainted and died with broken heart. Second was the Mahajanak Jatka, in which is shown in the cave number 2, in which the Nanda, cousin of Buddha, is shown, who was married to a beautiful Sundari as his wife. Okay, and story behind it that Nanda had a wife Sundari. After marriage, he became the king of the Kapilavastu, and the Kapilavastu became the place of the festivals. Nanda ignored his duties as the king, so one day Buddha came to him and asked for the bhiksha. And when Nanda was about to give him bhiksha, Buddha started walking back, and Nanda followed him. Then they reached the monastery where Buddha lived. Their monks catch him and shaved his head and told Nanda that, and the Nanda told Buddha that he did not want to become monk. Why they are forcing him? Then Buddha asked, why you don't want to become monk? Then the Nanda replied that he had enough money to spend in power and a beautiful wife to enjoy his life. So what is the need? After hearing this, Buddha took him to the hell and showed him the life full of pain after death. And the Nanda realized his mistake and got ready to become a monk. And this painting is also known as Sundra Anandan. Nanda shown with 3 monks shaving his head, Buddha sitting on side, and a female shown looking through a window. Water depicts Nanda bath. Next one is the Drying Princess, which is the famous one, in which the last version of the story of Nanda is shown, in which the Princess Sundari get to know about that his husband his husband has taken the life of the monk, right? And by hearing this, she the expression of her face are shown with the half closed eyes, dropping head, and the lethargic lips. And 3 attendants are attending the dying princess. One is holding, consoling her. One is shown in the mournful mood, as shown as the relatives of the dying princess. Pity, compassion, feeling of pain is successfully shown in this. And on the top of the painting, peacock are also shown, in which the dying makes painting emotional. So a man standing holding a crown of Nanda, telling his wife that he has become a monk. Painter has shown fundamental truth of feeling of death and the symbolic truth. And the next one is the Bodhisattva Padmapani, which is shown in the cave number 1, and unanimously it is considered as the masterpiece of the Indian art. And the Bodhisattva called Padmapani because of the blue lotus in right hand, which dominates the composition by his colossal. Fine. Other figures revolve around him. From the waist, he reclines slightly, right grace continues, and through tilt of his head and gesture of his hand, elegant feature, downcast eyes shows impression of dignity, serene meditation, and highlights on cheeks, arms, breast with warm colors are shown. High sapphire crown indicates the royal birth. Selected jewelry is shown. Long strings of the pearls over shoulder across the chest, and they are falling over the right arm, highly artistic. And this painting suggests an ascetic life. Artist placed princess behind him, behind the main figure. Artist had placed the princess. The highlights on the lips and the nose shows the serenity and purity on that princess, and the lotus in hand of lady indicates as his wife's story bearer with the long blue coat is shown. Background is shown with the hills, monkeys, peacock, human and semi-divine figures are also shown. Graceful contrast of colors, pale green, foliage, fresh tints. Fading of the painting shows artist skill and genius. Now the last one is a Vishwantra Jataka, which is shown in the cave number 17, in which the Buddha has taken the birth of the Vishwantra. In his last birth, before taking as Siddharth, Vishwantra was a prince. In this, he is shown like whatever his father gave him, he gave it to the others. And in the first episode, the prince is shown as the breaking news of his exile to his beautiful young wife Mari, who accepts it with a grave expression. And the next scene shows his departure through the garden of the palace. In this course of journey, he gave his horses to the 4 Brahmins and then donate his chariot. And the next episode shows that his children to the greedy Jwaka. In these all scenes, the expression of human emotions and character are beautiful depicted. So this was the Ajanta paintings and the sculptures, in which the fresco technique is used beautifully in the paintings. In fact, the decorative ceilings are also shown in the Ajanta. So I will prefer that you should go through this presentation, and we will surely discuss if you get any queries. And let's see. Thank you.